Morning, you lovely people. Greetings. Hey, it's Hans Peter. Yeah, what a spectacular topic. We have been delving deep into a topic over the past few weeks. That is because currently, King Solomon is somehow playing a significant role in my world, as he is also serving as my spirit guide at the moment. And I was curious, why is that the case? And we received a large number of responses. While meditating, while channeling, we then looked in the scriptures. I did a ton of research on the internet for weeks. What has come out of it is truly spectacular. Today, we're making history with a multi-part. Today, we are having a discussion about one of the oldest legendary myths that exists. Here in the background, we can observe it. Regarding the Ark of the Covenant. That is a picture, for example, of the Porta Nigra. In Trier, there is this story about the Philistines who were briefly in possession of the Ark of the Covenant, which is an ancient artifact of great significance. So, those old Europeans, it's about King David, it's about King Solomon, soon it's about King Solomon's signet ring, about the true story of what really happened between King David, his siblings, children, and Solomon. There is a great deal that is not as it is described, or that is distorted and twisted in the Old Testament. Once more, list was present: deceit, lies, and intrigue. And the actual events that occurred there, we will gradually clarify step by step now. And today specifically, we're talking about the Ark of the Covenant. We're about to reveal one of the oldest secrets of the past 3,300 years. And I hope you all have a great time enjoying the upcoming video. I'll see you shortly. The Ark of the Covenant, my beloved friends. What is the deal with that? That particular item was taken along with the Israelites when they departed from Egypt during their exodus. It holds historical significance and is a tangible connection to that pivotal moment in their journey. So it is evident that she hails from Egypt and was one of the remnants. And now, at this point, here it comes, we have the former Egyptian and post-Atlantean high culture, which signifies a civilization that existed after the mythical land of Atlantis. How did I come up with that? I have that persistent ringing in my ear once again, and it is an absolute nuisance that I can't seem to get rid of. What does the load contain, my dears? Let's break it down and provide some clarification on what is mentioned regarding the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant, a sacred relic. According to tradition, it is believed to contain the 10 Commandments, the divine laws given to Moses on Mount Sinai. And that, my dears, is another falsehood that has been deceitfully concocted and presented as the truth, further perpetuating a web of lies and deception. The spectacular thing I'm claiming here is that it originated from an ancient Egyptian high culture, which had minimal or no connection to Moses during its creation and development, and was largely unrelated to him in any significant way. To be honest, if I were to read the 10 Commandments to my child, their response would probably be something like, "Yeah, Dad, that's all logical and common knowledge. Everyone knows that." To anyone with even halfway clear thinking, it is actually self-evident what is good and evil. That one should not kill, steal, or bear false witness. Guys, that's common knowledge. That has been in existence since the beginning of time, not only since the time of Moses. And there is no need for a Moses-like figure to emerge and deliver this unquestionable news in a definitive manner. Who is the terrible writer responsible for coming up with this story? It's reminiscent of something straight out of a fairy tale. Similar formulations, almost exactly the same, can also be found, for example, in the ancient Sumerian cuneiform scripts. Our predecessors knew that long before Moses, And these, let's call them human principles of togetherness. They actually make sense to everyone and are well known and have been since humans started walking the earth, since the very beginning of our existence as a species. And for what reason? Should someone place such a tablet inside the Ark of the Covenant? The contents of the blackboards were not a secret that now, in some manner, needed to be guarded and kept secure. It does not make any sense whatsoever when subjected to rational thinking and analysis. And if I also align this information with my intuition and my heart, then it truly doesn't make any sense or logical reasoning whatsoever. Crickets, without a doubt, definitely, absolutely. We have completely different information, okay? Listen up. According to popular belief, Moses is said to have been adopted as a foundling at the court of the Pharaoh, which would make him contemporaneous with Ramses II based on theoretical assumptions and historical accounts. Associated. Ramses II, also referred to as Ramses II, is related. Reportedly, as stated in the Book of Moses, the Pentateuch, it is believed that the Israelites were supposedly subjected to enslavement and exploitation during that time. And also that I dare to doubt, because I question the reliability of the official records concerning Ramses II. They depict him as an extremely kind-hearted pharaoh. We also conducted channelings, readings, and regressions with individuals who were present at that time. Something different emerged. Official records depict him as a kind-hearted pharaoh who didn't engage in aggressive wars, contrary to the portrayal of him as a warmonger. He was actually considered the most significant ruler of Egypt, believe it or not. And during his time in office, Egypt experienced a cultural and economic boom. Dated around 1303 BC Christa Juno, he lived to be 90 years young and ruled for 66 years from 1279 to 1213, if the numbers are even correct, and was one of the longest reigning and most significant heads of state in the whole world. And thanks to his diplomatic abilities, he was able to successfully maintain a peace with his neighboring peoples for almost half a century. And one of the most interesting discoveries, for example, was also that he was not only, which was very unusual, 5 feet 8 inches tall and very slim. He was above all fair-skinned and had red hair. His daughter too, so some daughters. Regarding the meaning, that's also interesting, of the name Pentateuch, here's another really interesting piece of information for you. The 5 books of Moses are referred to as the Pentateuch. That is the term used to describe the collection of these 5 books. There is no term toi for book in Greek or any other language. Toi is an abbreviation that stands for the Germans. The letter T was turned into a D by the Brits during the process of abbreviation. Pentateuch originates from Old High German and translates to from the Germans, reflecting its linguistic roots and origin. Is that a coincidence? It could have also been named Flowers in the Field or something, right? And the 5th Burmese, for instance, refers to itself as Deuteronomion. In the Old German language, Deuteronomo umbi translates to the people who wander. And was it not precisely about a wandering group of individuals? Which specific group of individuals were truly being described in that context? And were they once again inaccurately portrayed in the historical records at this particular location? I am merely inquiring. The individuals in the gathering could not possibly possess any knowledge about the genuine historical context spanning thousands of years, and they were not even capable of confirming it in its entirety. But now, today, in the present time, we have methods and techniques at our disposal to identify and acknowledge the truth. There are numerous old documents that can be accessed online nowadays, providing the opportunity to compare a wide range of things with one another. We can discuss it, we can contemplate it in the current era without facing crucifixion, burning at the stake, quartering, or any form of physical or psychological torture. Aren't we in a great time of enlightenment? The term believer and the reader who is faithful to the Bible, they may criticize me for it and label me as a heretic, but it actually just demonstrates a commonplace attitude. However, at this precise moment, this is the time of revelation, of, let us refer to it as purity, clarity, truth, and everything is gradually unveiled, bringing an end to deception as each and every piece of information comes to light. I have been in contact with theology students who are actually informed quite explicitly that many things in the Bible have been modified and adjusted for the benefit of the church. That is not a secret. They even acknowledge themselves that the prayer of the Lord does not actually originate from Jesus. However, the indoctrinated and gullible believer, on the other hand, firmly maintains that God has placed his hand over the Bible in order to ensure that no changes whatsoever can be made to its contents or teachings. Each and every word would be undeniably true. Hey, individuals, did the Bible descend from the sky, or was it written by individuals who are associated with the church? Did God grant us the gift of free will or not? God safeguards us against distortions and disappointments, perhaps more in the sense that he assists us in exposing the impostors in the meantime. And during the rule of Pharaoh Ramsey II, it seems that the exodus of the Israelites took place in that specific location under his reign. On the other hand, Moses is said to have given the instruction to kill all those who were unfaithful to JHWH Enlil due to the incident in the story of the golden calf. Anyone who reads about it can really understand it. And the command is reported to have been executed by the Levites, and more than 3,000 men lost their lives during the operation. That was a fine gentleman, Mr. Moses, huh? Always remember, God is good. If it is not good, then it is not the real deal. Do not settle for anything less than God's goodness, for only that is truly authentic and genuine. It's not for nothing that the words God and good sound almost the same. In English, even down to an O. Unbelievable. Our information, however, is that Moses had obtained his hands on one of the most sacred relics of the Egyptians and then disappeared mysteriously. The Ark of the Covenant is described as measuring 1.30 x 1.30 x 80, 2.5 x 1.5 x 1.5 cubits, made of cedar wood with gold adornments, and featuring cherubim on top. Individuals, they were not constructed by this group. Moses did not receive the task to build this Ark of the Covenant. Just as he received the tablet with the 10 commandments from God, he received it with the same amount. These laws have been documented in written form for a substantial duration of time preceding the current era of history. Why bother? The laws were not a secret and were made known to the public through disclosure. Why should they be kept in an Ark of Covenant? That was not a secret, you are aware. This thesis truly does not make much sense, my beloved ones. I want to emphasize that it lacks coherence and clarity. Let's actually turn the stone 3 times today. In the New Testament, there is this intriguing hint, and now it is gradually becoming more and more exciting, truly exciting, that Aaron's staff is believed to be inside it. I was positioned there, and my head was experiencing a tingling sensation. I had tinnitus in my ear and had simply been softly spoken the word into my ear canal. Scepter, stick, and that shook me to my core, leaving me completely clueless about its meaning. I recently received the information from the spiritual realm through the divine source, scepter, and staff. And then I went on the hunt. And then I came across information regarding this staff belonging to Aaron and its alleged placement inside the Ark of the Covenant. Oh, come on, I thought to myself. The Catholic Bible scholar Otmar Kael, he has thrown another theory into the mix, expressing the belief that the Ark is supposed to contain 2 sacred stones. But now let's initially pursue the initial theory. The rod was a scepter. According to tradition, it is said that such a staff was made for each of the 12 tribes of Israel, and these staffs were then deposited in the Ark of the Covenant. Huh? I find this fascinating. I am going to create 12 rods for the rule of the 12 tribes and then conceal them in the Ark of the Covenant? Understood, right? The 12 scepters were not created for the tribal chiefs, my dears, and subsequently placed into the chest as they were intended to be. They were already present, specifically positioned in the designated drawer at that particular location. They originate from the initial period of the decline of Atlantis and the establishment of Egypt. Think of Pharaoh Thoth, the ancient Atlantean high priest who left Atlantis and founded the land of Chem. The total number of scepters was 12, belonging to the high priests of Atlantis and the main gods of ancient Egypt. What people understood as gods. In my book, The Jesus Brothers, I even describe one of these rods in great detail, which was in Todd's possession at the time. And in my new book, which will be released soon, we will once again find such a scepter, such a staff in the hands of John the Baptist. But what were they for, and what did they accomplish? And there's also an intriguing answer to that. The scepters were primarily energetic rods that harmonized all 12 ancient Egyptian chakras and facilitated the connection to the divine field. These rods acted as potent conduits, aligning the spiritual energy within the body and enabling individuals to access the profound wisdom and guidance of the divine realm. Engaging in conversation with God. That is how it is described in the Bible, that you have the capability to do that with it. According to the description in the Bible, only specific high priests were permitted to open this chest, following a particular ritual, as it could bring misfortune otherwise. Therefore, only the chosen individual can perform this task. And in this place, we find the clue that only a pure soul, a person of the heart, a soul with absolute trust in God, is capable of wielding such a scepter of power and authority. The vulgar mind is incapable of comprehending it, and most likely the immense energy would overpower him, potentially resulting in physical or bodily injury. God needs to flow through you, my dear, so that you can establish a connection with him. Only a genuine believer who possesses unwavering faith in God can he manifest himself and operate through him. It is through this unconditional trust that God reveals himself and works in extraordinary ways. The staff could be a weapon for defense. I mention this in my book, The Jesus Brothers, too. The staff gave its owner real strength and power, and this was important. Only the chosen ones of God with a pure heart possessed the privilege to wield such a staff, which bestowed upon them great strength and power, enhancing their abilities and making them formidable in their endeavors. Therefore, he must be utilized with wisdom and caution, and it is imperative that he does not serve any malevolent forces or entities of darkness. The carrier truly has a necessity to utilize him for the benefit of everyone, otherwise the dark intention truly comes back and has negative consequences for him, time and harvest. This scepter was capable of cutting stones as though using a laser tool. That gives a clear explanation and sheds light on many things. It is an ancient technology from Atlantis that is only accessible to a single carrier, causing the mocking vibration of this staff to resonate and vibrate in perfect unison. And now, things start to get even more interesting and captivating. Recharging the staff was required every few thousand years to ensure its functionality and maintain its power. The key to success was that all 12 bars needed to come together in perfect harmony, creating a mesmerizing spectacle that left the audience in awe. And once the 12 rods converged, they automatically recharged themselves, ensuring a continuous power supply. That ensures, or still ensures, who knows their whereabouts, that the carriers are well disposed towards one another and have a mutual respect and appreciation for each other's contributions. And the idea that one person could kill all the other 11 bearers and claim all 12 for themselves is highly unlikely, especially considering that the bearers themselves actually had or have genuinely benevolent intentions. So if one were to dance on the roller, there would still be the other 11 individuals to get back on track. We still observe remnants of these scepters in the present day in numerous cultures, in reality, all over the place. Did not this scepter, with its rich history and symbolism, become the iconic symbol for rulers of all times, from ancient kings and pharaohs to the Vatican, transcending generations and leaving an indelible mark on history? And even he uses such a scepter, and there it is called a ferula. And according to the translations by Martin Luther, the Ark of the Covenant is observed in certain translations of the Elberfelder Bible, for instance, as a symbol of reconciliation between God and humanity. He refers to it as the lid of reconciliation. And that description is actually a very accurate representation of its purpose. When examining the English translation of the Bundeslade, it is referred to as the Ark of the Covenant in that context. Translate the Ark of the Covenant. Yes, it is a league, but not the League of the 12 Tribes. Instead, it is the League of the 12 highest priests and gods of Atlantis, or more precisely, the post-Atlantean kingdom of Egypt, which was known for its rich mythology and ancient civilization. The term arche, we typically interpret it more as a ship or a device that provides protection from a catastrophic event or a major disaster. However, purely from its etymology, the term arca actually denotes a box, crate, or a container designed for the purpose of closing or securing something inside. That was it, you know. Then there was the second theory that there were stones in there, holy ones. That is indeed an interesting theory, but I do not buy it at all. We don't resonate with that at all. In my book, The Jesus Brothers, I actually describe two stones in detail. And they were mentioned among the Knights Templar regarding two stones. So there is a mention among the Knights Templar regarding two stones, the Garil and the Illua. Illua embodied the feminine principle, and Garil embodied the masculine principle. Welcome to the world of duality and polarity. Perhaps it is possible that the term Graal may have been derived from the word Garil in some way or another, and these stones are said to have been distributed, although one of them actually succeeded. Here is my book, Jesus Brothers, which ended up in Carthage, in the possession of the Templar Knights Roderick and Emerant, and he was brought to Austria by them. So apparently in Carthage, the ruins, the goddess Isis, appeared to them and told them where they can find him, and even commissioned them to search for him because she considered the Knights Templar to be the wisest seekers back then, who should be rewarded for their search. Isaias positioned herself in the conversation in accordance with the traditions of the Templars, perceiving herself as a sister of Jesus. The female aspect. And in my opinion and research, the stones have nothing to do with the Ark of the Covenant. For example, there'd be similar stones, like those described in the last book or in Doctor's book. Heinrich Kusch made the discovery in the renowned 12 Apostles mine located in Klosterneuburg, which was the historical meeting place of the early Christians. And these black-purple stones, as they are called there, also in the Templar traditions, which apparently possess special powers. Much is said about them by Dr. Kusch described. However, ultimately, we still have limited knowledge about it. They seem to react to human touch and sometimes glow out of nowhere, for days on end in purple, then in blue, then in black, without any apparent reason. Yes, that is indeed very exciting. Therefore, let us quickly recap and summarize the key points of our discussion so far. The Ark of the Covenant does not hold the tablets of the 10 Commandments that were given to Moses. The items were not made by him either. He simply stole the object and made a hasty departure, similar to the Israelites who left Egypt during their exodus from slavery. And she housed the 12 scepters, the 12 staffs of the rulers, which contained a tremendous amount of power within them, and which could potentially be thousands of years old. The current whereabouts of the artifacts are unknown. There exist legends, which I personally believe, although I am not entirely certain, that the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba is said to have brought them to Ethiopia, and this information still remains in my memory. However, that is not a guaranteed outcome. We have not felt or sensed any indication of that either. That wasn't important to us yet. First of all, I was interested in who built this thing, what was inside, and what it means. The power that dwells within him is of great importance to me. It holds a significant place in my heart. I hope you have a weekend that is filled with blessings and joy. Thank you so much for your kind wishes and warm sentiments. If you found it enjoyable, as you always do, please click subscribe to my channel and share the video with others. And I am excitedly anticipating the upcoming post, as that was merely the starting point regarding the topic of the Ark of the Covenant, King Solomon, and King David. The real story behind everything, because we have discovered incredible details about King Solomon, who is rumored to have also owned the Ark of the Covenant. And it will be truly remarkable. I am extremely thrilled and very excited about it. We are rewriting the story. See you soon. Hey there.